1, you're live.
Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars, Game 5 as Edmonton tries to punch their ticket to the second straight Stanley Cup Final. Meanwhile, the Florida Panthers got the job done last night. They punched their ticket for the third straight season. So, Carm, the big question for us tonight, will we see a rematch in the Stanley Cup Finals, and will that be decided tonight in the NHL? A lot of people think Dallas is nowhere close to being out of it. Of course, Edmonton up 3-1, though, right now. They're playing some pretty good hockey. Look forward to breaking this down with you, Carmine. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Andrew, no, it is not over. I started yesterday's show with saying that one was over. This one is not over. I have faith tonight, Andrew, in the Dallas Stars sending this back to Edmonton for Game 6. The Oilers are just playing lights out hockey on defense. And, with that said, I just think that Dallas can turn it around, have the last change at home, and get the job done. We'll break it down a little bit further. But as far as that goes, I think the game is going to the series is going to go at least 6 games. What are your thoughts on this one?
Well, the only thing is, I think back to the first round and the second round, Carm, the Dallas Stars got better as the series progressed, right? They seem to be a better team from games 5 to 7. The only thing is we look at right now is that, they're on the brink of elimination. This is the game they got to step up or it's all over. I think back to that Colorado game, they could easily have been golfing for 2.5 weeks at this point. They were down 2-0 in a Game 7 of the first round with 4 minutes to go in that game. Do I sound bitter? Well, I had future bets across the board on Colorado, so maybe a little bit. But this team has been clutch. But this team has also made their fans and bettors have to stress, have to worry, and they've been put in some of these situations. It might sound hard to believe, Carm. This team only has a few 5-on-5 goals this series. In fact, they have 3 5-on-5 goals in this series. Stuart Skinner, as I've been saying, standing on his head for them. But to your point, Edmonton's a really good home team. And now this series transitions back to Dallas. The thing is that, Dallas, I kept on saying it, had 18 shots on goal in the first period. In the last game, they found themselves down 1-0 after the first period in that game there. So they are creating chances. And of course, eventually we're going to see the puck go in for them because we know what happens with Stuart Skinner. He either gets a shutout, it seems, or he gives up 4 or 5 goals. It seems to be nowhere in between with this guy. So we'll see what's going to happen. But I think the game breakers are going to step up tonight for Dallas. I think this is Mikko Rantanen time because, we've been talking about it the past couple games, but he was very clutch in the previous series. He was very clutch against Colorado. We haven't seen much out of him here. But the good news is that Mikko Rantanen time throughout his career in the playoffs has actually been games 5 to 7 and not as much early on in a series. So they're going to need something from him. They're going to need some more stuff from, I think, the all-star players. And I'm not sure how healthy Rupe Hintz really is. So they're going to need a lot more from Jason Robertson and those guys. But Carm, I can't believe I'm saying this. But I think it's the way it's going to have to be here. I think Dallas is going to have to put out some goals to win. I can't see them shutting down the Edmonton Oilers. It's been announced, of course, that Zach Hyman will miss the remainder of the postseason, which is a massive loss, especially if Edmonton is able to punch their ticket to a rematch against Edmonton. That will be a huge loss. But I think that if Dallas wins this game, they're going to have to score some goals. So we saw the last game, the total kind of died off a little bit. Like, it wasn't the most fast back and forth game. I think we see goals here in this one tonight. And I get it. The numbers will tell you, look, Dallas, 3 5-on-5 goals. What makes me think they're going to step up tonight? Well, if you believe in the expected goals, if you believe in the shot on goals, and if you believe in the high danger chances, Dallas is certainly creating. So hopefully they get that kick. Hopefully they get that motivation being back on home ice. I think Edmonton will still create chances tonight. I think we go back to an over game tonight. We see quite a bit of goals. So I like the over here. Do lean towards the Dallas side, but right now we're seeing more depth from the Oilers than we are seeing from the Dallas Stars, which has always been a problem for the Oilers. We've always wondered if this team has the depth to get it done. Obviously, no Zach Hyman tonight, but Carm, I just can't believe how many different names are being put on the score sheet for the Oilers. That's not really their MO. And for Dallas, that was their MO. You can go up and down the lineup with different guys creating chances. That just hasn't really been the case in this series. So I think for the Oilers, they're doing their thing. They're playing well, getting leads and protecting them. At this point, I'm shocked I'm saying this out loud, but I think if Dallas is going to win this game, they got to say, hey, 1st to 4, we'll see you there. They can't beat the Oilers right now in a low-scoring game, I don't think.
Yeah, right now they can't, just because the way they're playing in front of Stuart Skinner, the way they're playing, as you mentioned, 5-on-5, the Stars just can't seem to generate any goals. Last game, as we talked about, 5 goals scored in that game, 4-1 final. 2 of them were empty nets. The other 3 goals were all power play goals. The Stars need to make life uncomfortable for Stuart Skinner, and getting 18 shots on goal is one thing, but getting those rebounds, getting in front of them, just giving them very little space is what they need to do. It's kind of like what Florida does with Matthew Tkachuk. He might not be contributing as far as scoring goals or getting assists, but he is right there in the goal crease. He gave Freddie Anderson a few issues. And yeah, you're going to get a glove to the face. You're going to get a shot to the head by the defenseman when the play is over. But again, it's creating a space for the goalie where you make them uncomfortable. And Dallas just hasn't done it. They haven't done it in their last couple of games against Stuart Skinner. And this is the Oilers have done a good job of sort of boxing out, to use a basketball phrase, of boxing out the forwards and give them a chance to make that save, controlling the rebound, and they're keeping the shots on the outside. Dallas has to get inside. They have to get those slot shot chances, Andrew, tonight, and it's the only way. They need to get on top. We know it. Other than last night's game, score first, and you dictate the pace of the game, and the Stars can do that. I'm not ready to say, Andrew, as much as I would love to see this settle tonight and see a Canadian team, the Oilers, make it into a Cup final and a rematch against the Florida Panthers. I don't think we're ready for that yet. I think that the Stars aren't ready to die yet. So they've got to send it back. They have no choice. It's a closeout game for the Oilers. We'll see how they do in closeout games, but this is a good chance for Dallas to get a win, get a little bit of life, maybe stop that momentum that the Oilers have right now, and force a game 6, and then you put the onus on the Oilers to try and close it out at home or face a return trip to Dallas.
I agree, and I love what you said there about Dallas, having to score kind of some dirtier goals and make things a little more difficult, because they're playing from the outside too much. They're shooting too many shots from the point. It's not going to work for them, and they're going to have to find different ways to score. The funny thing is, Carm, I could say they got to keep executing on the power play, but at the end of the day, you can't just rely on power play goals to win your games. And I think that as much as people haven't been happy about the officiating this playoffs, off the top of my head, it feels like the calls have been relatively equal in this series. It's back and forth, one call, one team, one call, the other. So I wouldn't really worry too much about it. But yeah, Carm, I do think that people underestimate as well the home ice advantage they have in Edmonton. Like, it is I'm a Canadiens fan. I think the Bell Center is the best Canadian arena. But I'll tell you, I mean, the Edmonton arena is unbelievable. Those guys are loud. Those guys are passionate. There's parties outside. They seem to play extremely well. And obviously, when you get the last change with McDavid and Draisaitl, that can definitely help a coach out getting the last change with those guys. So now Dallas gets their turn, and it's up to Pete DeBoer. This is a Pete DeBoer game, Carm, because, they earned home ice advantage. They earned to be where they are right now. This is the games 5 and 7, right? This is the game 5 you got to win. Then you got to go steal one on the road, and then you bring it back to 7. And I always talk about that Pete DeBoer record. So to me, it's all about tonight for them, managing their matchups, taking advantage of opportunities. But like you said, Carm, get to Skinner early, and you can gain confidence that way. Get one early on. I'll tell you, based on what I saw yesterday at practice and some line rushes, I was right with my prediction that Corey Perry will be back up on that top line right winger spot, Carm. So right now, people can get over 1.5 shots on goal, minus 135 for Corey Perry. That's pretty good for a guy that's going to be out there playing on the top line with Connor McDavid and Nugent Hopkins, because I'll tell you what, you're not getting Nugent Hopkins or McDavid for 1.5 shots on goal. But here's what I like the most. You're going to slot a player next to Connor McDavid, and you're going to give me plus 110 for the guy to get a point. I know it's Corey Perry. I know the guy's 40 years old, but this guy has played in more playoff games in the past few years than, the San Jose Sharks have played in the last 10 years. This guy has playoff experience. You know what he's capable of. Plus 110, Carm, for him to get a point is a really good bet, I think. He's slotting into that right wing spot next to Connor McDavid.
And he's doing what needs to be done, which is get a guy in front of Jake Ottinger for those dirty ones. He gets in there. He knows he's going to get hit. He's been in this league long enough to know that when you're standing on the edge of the blue paint, you are going to get cross-checked in the back. You are going to get punched. After the whistle, there's going to be a scrum. He's good with it. He's good with it, and it makes life uncomfortable for the defense, makes uncomfortable for the goalie, and that's what Dallas needs to do. Get Jamie Benn in front of that net, make things uncomfortable. Find someone to get in front. Maybe not Rupe Hintz, because he's taken a couple of shots to the ankles, courtesy of Evan Bouchard. But they're gonna need some dirty goals tonight, Andrew, and if they can get them, maybe that gets you the over as well too. The Oilers have done a good job. Skinner's made the saves when he's had to, but they've done a very good job of minimizing the sort of the high danger chances that come with shots from the slot or right in front of the net. They've minimized those over the last couple of games, and this version of Skinner looks like a Vezina Trophy winner, but he's really not. He's just playing well, similar to what he did last year. And the Oilers have committed to defense. They're playing a 200-foot game. They're playing extremely well. They're going to be a tough beat tonight, but it is a venue switch. The Stars, that arena is rocking as well too. I love the fan bases for both of these teams because they make noise throughout the games, and I'm not even going to reference other fan bases, but all Oilers jerseys. That's all you see in the stands. All green. In Dallas, that's what you want to see. Good fan bases making noise, and they're going to need to make noise tonight to inspire this Stars team. But if the Stars can get out early, Andrew, and get a goal and get a lead in this game, they can make life uncomfortable for the Edmonton Oilers, even with all those weapons they have. Speaking of Evan Bouchard, Andrew, this was a prop that I liked, and now it's just getting juiced the last couple of games. The Evan Bouchard one, over 2.5 shots, it's plus 120. The under, which I like, is minus 154. That's unplayable. Even if you love that prop, I can't lay $1.55 on a prop that's probably going to close at 160-ish. As I mentioned, 2.8 average shots on goal, but that is an inflated number given the fact he had 9 against the LA Kings. So he was averaging 1.9 going into the last game, and he had 2 shots on goal. So it stayed under the total and stayed right on his average. I know taking shot prop under sometimes, Andrew, can hurt, but with the defenseman, if there are no power plays and you're not expecting those shots from the point, those ones will cash.
I like him, man. He's great. The only thing that bothers me with him is if I try and get fancy and take him to get an assist, he always scores a goal. It's happened like twice in the last 2 weeks where I'll take him to get an assist and the guy goes ahead and scores a goal that game. He's an offensive weapon. I don't think you have to worry about the power plays, Carm. He'll be able to contribute offensively, whether it's 5-on-5 or on the power play. So should be good there. Happy to see the guys rolling into the chat box here. I don't know if you guys slept in or what's going on here, but we got a couple usuals that are missing. We're going to have to put their name on a milk carton here, but hopefully we can find some of these guys. But shout out to all you guys in the chat with us right now. NHL All-Star Bet says he's taking Oilers money line plus 114, Draisaitl over 1.5 points, and a goal at plus 120. Carmine, your number one fan, Hal, says top power play 2, Perry's on there. It's crazy. A plus 110 for a guy on the top power play line and the top line. It goes to show that, like, don't get me wrong. We know the books are aware of things, but at the end of the day, we also know that in hockey, the adjustments aren't there nearly as much, right? So this guy's, his role significantly increases with Zach Hyman being injured. So I think it's definitely a factor. And I think when you look across the prop board right now, when you look at some of the point props, let's look at Nugent Hopkins right now. So his number is minus 165 for him to get a point. Okay. His number is minus 165. The number for Connor McDavid to get a point is minus 140. So you got minus 165, minus 450 is the number for McDavid. Minus 450 for him to get. You got to spend $450 to win $100 for him to get 1 point. And yet the guy that plays on the exact same line as him is plus 110. I like that one quite a bit. And you look at some of those guys, that's what you want to do, is you want to diversify, because people are going to try and find ways to make money on McDavid. Well, you can make money off McDavid by just taking Corey Perry props at a really nice plus 110 price there. But Carm, are there going to be some depth pieces that step up for the Dallas Stars? Because what if it's not just the regular players? What if it's not, just like, what about Matt Duchene? He's not really a depth guy, but he's got to be huge. He needs to step up a little bit, I think. I think that even Tyler Seguin can be better for them. It can't just be the young guys. Maybe this is a Mason Marchment game. You talked about Jamie Benn. He's been quiet, man. Jamie Benn has been quiet. You're right. He needs to park himself in front of the net and do better at scoring goals that way.
Matt Duchene, Mikael Granlund, guys who are scoring goals need to start scoring goals again, Andrew. Mason Marchment, we talk about like blue collar workers, guys who play that, the third and fourth lines. Put on those helmets, grab those working gloves, and get out there and try and get it done. It has got to be, it's win or go home. It's win or go golf in Florida for this team. But they might have one left in them. I'm kind of hoping they have one left in them. It is a gut feeling more than anything else that they are not going to go out with a whimper, and they get the win and send it back to Edmonton. They played so well all season long to finish this way. Just doesn't seem right for the Dallas Stars. So we'll see what happens. Andrew, while I'm going over this stuff, can you look up? I'm not sure, or someone in the chat, Wyatt Johnson, his plus minus in the playoffs is absolutely brutal. He wasn't this bad last season in the playoffs, but Wyatt Johnson, I think at one point I heard he was like minus 16 or something in the playoffs. That's not a good number for a guy who normally scores goals. And he's even his shot props, he averages 2.4. His shot prop is at 1.5. Really juiced to the over at minus, where is it here? Minus 182 on that one. If he keeps playing the way he's playing, they might just stick him on the bench, and the under 1.5 shots at plus 140 might be the better play in this one. But not a good series for him, and not a good Stanley Cup playoffs, I think, for him as a whole. And this was a guy who contributed a lot of goals, and obviously helped him make that run to the conference finals last season. So we'll see what he can do. To the guys in the chat, if you're watching here on YouTube, please hit that like button. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button. Join the ever-growing community here at WagerTalk. And if you're on one of our social media channels, be it the X, be it Instagram, hit that heart button, guys. Help the analytics, and we greatly appreciate it. And Hal, who's Carmine's number one fan. I'm not sure what that really means, but with Hal, listen, man, you've been here all season long supporting us. Send Missy or Melissa your contact or your info, shipping info. I am going to get you out a PuckTime swag shirt. I have one left. So I will get that out to you. Send an email to support@wagertalk.com. And the winner of that last contest, Fortunat, send your info as well too. I'd like to get this stuff all shipped out while our postal service here decides whether they want to work or not. Andrew, any luck with Wyatt Johnston?
I love that, Carm. Minus 18 in the postseason for Wyatt Johnston. So the question is, as a coach, do you move him around or you just keep him where he is? That's really the biggest issue. And when I look at this Dallas Stars lineup right now and where they currently have him slotted in, it's tough because they've got him right now on that third line. And he's a third line center playing with Granlund and Jamie Benn. Sometimes a coach almost moves a player up the lineup to help them find their offense. But right now, it's kind of looking like he's struggling not just offensively, but defensively. Right now, his average time on the ice is 19 minutes, 14 seconds. He has 2 power play goals. Overall, he has 4 goals and 4 assists. He has 8 points in 17 playoff games played. Minus 18, 51.3% in the faceoff dot. Not good. Not good whatsoever, Carm. 32 hits, 6 block shots, 6 penalty minutes. Sounds like our guy is getting some really good cardio out there. So with all that being said, you know how it works, Carm. You know how it works in the betting world. We rip on a player on a show, and they go out there and play well. So if you want to jump on it, the number is minus 110 for him to get a point tonight. Minus 110 for a point. Plus 235 anytime goal scorer for Wyatt Johnston, third line player for the Dallas Stars.
I could just see it now, 20 seconds into the game. Dallas Stars up 1-0, goal scored by Wyatt Johnston. And then, like the soccer players, he rips off his jersey and he's got a T-shirt that says "F you Bianco" on it or something like that. But with that said, Andrew, it's the playoffs. The playoffs have been fantastic to watch from a betting perspective. It's been pretty good. It's been streaky for me, like a 24-4 run, followed by like a 2-9 run, and then sometimes you find yourself overthinking it. I'm going to use yesterday as a prime example. I thought the Florida Panthers were going to win yesterday's game, but I thought they were going to come out with a strong opening 20 minutes, which is what they've done on the road all season long. Well, what happens? They're down 2-0 at the end of the first period. I lose my bet on the Florida in the first period, and they come back and win the game. You know what I mean? Like it's the old kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? It's something that I should have done yesterday with the play, and I didn't. Or at the very least, take both. Take them to win the game. Take them in the first period, and you could end up if they go on to win the game. At worst, you're going to lose a little bit of vig. At best, you can go 2-0. But with that said, overthinking is not a great thing. I'm going to be on the Stars tonight, whether it's a client play or not. I'm not certain of, but I am on the Stars tonight at this low price, minus 130. It would be much higher, Andrew, wouldn't you think, if the Stars had competed in the last couple of games?
I think so. I mean, Yanni the Greek said it on WagerTalk today. Money came in on Thursday. Public and Sharps are on game 3, excuse me. Public and Sharps liked the Oilers. And then in game 4, the public came right back on them as well. So it's definitely a spot here where I think that no one's believing in Dallas. And what happened in game 4 was it, Carm, when nobody believed in Carolina? Usually when people stop believing in a team, they usually do what we know they do best, is they give us a good effort. Great question from Fraser talking about
right there, Andrew. Right there.
There you go.
Don't stop believing.
Don't stop.
I named my Circa Millions team Don't Stop Believing, and ended up winning the first quarter of the Circa Millions, going 18-1-1 against the spread over 4 weeks. The first 3 weeks 5-0. And then 3-1-1. Don't stop believing. You know what I mean? So the Carolina Hurricanes, at least for game 4, didn't stop believing, but that ended in game 5, unfortunately. But the Stars have to look at it the same way. Don't stop believing, one game at a time. I thought it starts tonight.
I thought we were going to get overtime. That's what I was shocked about. We didn't even end up getting overtime after Seth Jarvis ties it up 3-3. Verhaeghe makes it 4-3 not long after. That was impressive. But Frazier here says, how do you think Hyman being out affects the Oilers? And Carm, from where I'm sitting, it's a major, major loss. There's no sugarcoating it. There's no way to undervalue this. This is something that's going to hurt them big time. They're going to have to find a way. And what I look at when I look at this is the depth will have to be at an all-time high for the Edmonton Oilers. They're going to need everybody, no passengers. When I say Kapanen will have to have a good game, Adam Henrique will need to have a good game. Nugent Hopkins, even more so, will have to play at a high level with this Oilers team, contributing offensively. But one thing about Hyman this year in the playoffs, Carm, even when he wasn't scoring, he was someone that was contributing in different ways. I found something across social media that I just couldn't believe reading here. Zach Hyman, his career high in an 82-game season is 117 hits. Through 14 games in a 2024-2025 playoffs, he has 109 hits. 109 hits through 14 games. His career high through 82 games is 117 hits. If people don't think these players elevate their game, lay it all on the line, and change who they are because of the playoffs and how bad they want this, 117 hits in 14 games is unheard of. That's what they're missing. Not to mention a goal scorer, not to mention a power play player, not to mention a guy that has a ton of experience in big games. So I think it's a huge loss. However, I think right now we are seeing the most depth scoring on the Oilers that we have seen in about 365 days since the last time they were in the Stanley Cup. So it's a huge loss. Right now, Florida's without Reinhart. So I guess that could be a 1-for-1 trade-off there. But at the end of the day, it's a huge loss. Carm, what are your thoughts? I think this guy is having a great playoffs, scoring or not, playing really well.
When you're not, he was averaging a point a game, pretty much. Hyman, I think 11 points in 11 games or something like that. He's obviously a loss for them, Andrew. They have enough tools on that team. I think they can obviously continue on without him. Well, we'll see. He had that fantastic season last year. And anytime you're on the line, as you mentioned, with Connor McDavid, all you got to do is have your stick on the ice in front of the net, and he's somehow going to find you. And he potted 50 plus. So we'll see tonight. I think first game out, we probably don't notice anything. But if this goes back to Game 6 and somehow gets to Game 7, there might be talk of how does Hyman affect this team or not? The guy's still an important part of that offense as well too. Andrew, here's a prop, a goal scoring prop. Pizza slice on this one. Thomas Harley. He's got 12 points in 12 games or however many he's played, I believe. 4 goals, 8 assists. He's plus 750 for an anytime goal. And if, and only if, he gets the first goal of the game, plus 4,500. Do you know how much pizza you can buy with that, Andrew? You can buy a lot of pizza.
That is a lot of pizza. That's a lot of pizza.
Speaking of pizzas, Andrew, so the other day, much like I do on a daily basis, I pissed off my wife. So she's like, let's have pizza. I'm like, okay, well, go ahead, just order it, because I was doing some work. I was running some numbers and stuff. She ordered a pizza with pineapple on it. That's how mad she was at me. She got pineapple on the pizza. I know Dan Alexander's probably laughing inside. He's dying.
It's okay every now and then. It's fine.
No.
Nothing wrong with it every now and then.
The only fruit that belongs on a pizza, Andrew, is tomatoes, because tomatoes is a fruit and not a vegetable. But with that said, Thomas Harley plus 4,500 first-time goal scorer. Probably not going to happen. But I'll take a small wager on the plus 750 and hope that Harley gets something good tonight. Maybe off a power play from the point. he gets something, a contribution. They're going to have to get goals from the unlikeliest of players tonight. I think the Dallas Stars to stay in this game and stay in this series. So with that said, I'll toss those ones out. And, my play on the game is going to be the Dallas Stars. So I mentioned that as well, too. I just don't know whether it'll be loaded up as a client play or just a free play on the WagerTalk site. Andrew,
That'd
what
be
about
so
you?
huge. Carm, I'm fired up for the game now. I mean, we've got some Wyatt Johnston slander that he's probably going to score a goal now. We got Thomas Harley long shot. I'm like the number one Corey Perry fan in the world right now, according to this show today. And some of these guys have to step up. So I'm really looking forward to it. I do like some goals. Shout out to everybody that joined me on my $5 Tuesday play, because that was a game that went yesterday. On Wednesday, we had the over 5.5 in the game. I figured after a shutout taking place in the previous game, we'd see a bounce back offensively from Florida. We'd see a few more goals from Carolina. So thanks to all of you guys that joined me on that. We'll have a best bet up today in NHL action as well, including another big play today in baseball. Love a baseball play tonight, guys. It's team total bet going a little bit later on today. You guys can grab that at my homepage, wt.buzz/am, and all kinds of free picks as well. Go to the free picks page, WagerTalk.com. And of course, you guys can always check us out on X, myself at McInnis Picks, Carmine at Carmine Bianco WT to see anything we're tweeting out, any free picks or any info regarding different shows. But Carm, that's it for me, man. I've got some great plays going today. Really pumped about that 5% MLB team total. We also got that CFL package with Buster, the first 4 weeks of the season. People want to dip their toes in the water, figure out the CFL with us for the first 4 weeks. They're more than welcome to do that. Or you guys can get my CFL full season slashed to only $2.99 for the full entire season, regular $3.49. We got plays for tomorrow. So if you guys buy that package today, you're getting plays tomorrow from me. There's 2 bets I like in the last week of preseason. Then all of a sudden, next Monday and Tuesday, we're attacking the opening numbers for week 1. So don't miss out. Join me with the CFL season here, Carm. What do you have going the next few days here? I know there's like a million soccer tournaments coming up over the next few months. But what's going on with you?
Yeah, today's a quiet day. My day started going a disappointing 1-1 in French Open tennis. I lost one by a game, but 5-1 with French Open tennis plays. I only do the major tournaments, Andrew, as I mentioned on a previous show, and they're mainly client plays. We're up to, I think, 140 units just on the major tournaments over the last few years at WagerTalk since I started doing it. So I think that's it's either number 1 or number 2 at WagerTalk. I think Andy Lang might have snuck in there into that number 1 spot. Andy's very good at tennis as well, too. Soccer, nothing going today. The Champions League card is up for Saturday, 3 p.m. Inter Milan and Paris Saint-Germain. It's going to be a fantastic game from the Allianz Stadium in Germany, in Munich. There's a play up, and there's three prop plays loaded thus far. A couple more prop plays are going to go up, and it's $1. I do it every year for the Champions League and only the Champions League, a customer appreciation. $1 if you have $1 in, that's like a Dunkin's. It's not even a Dunkin's Donut coffee. That costs more, Dunkin's Donut coffee or a Tim Hortons coffee. But even if you have one wager buck sitting in there, you can pick up that card and get a bunch of plays. That game goes at 3:00 and it'll be on the major networks. And then I'm just getting ready for any NHL that might be coming. So today's a slow day for me, but I will have a big Friday, Saturday, and Sunday lined up as well, too.
Sounds great, Carm. Looking forward to it. And that's a great deal you do every year, man. Great deal, guys. Make sure to check out Carmine's page, wt.buzz/CB. Get all of our plays at wagertalk.com. If you're watching this video, please do us a favor. Smash that like button like we're hoping the over hits tonight. And we're going to smash some of these goal-scoring bets as well, Carm. Thomas Harley, Wyatt Johnston, Corey Perry. Let's have ourselves a great day in the NHL. Guys, we'll keep you posted for the next show here on PuckTime. Of course, we're going to be previewing and betting on the Stanley Cup Finals. We'll see what happens with this series. But, of course, you guys can find all the information all the great stuff here at WagerTalk TV. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Wishing you all a fantastic betting night and a great weekend.